Follow the buzzards. What's up, everybody? It is your boy SP with the Ring Rundown. Despite what you think, no, this is not Bray Wyatt. This is, again, SP. And we are here at Big Texas Terror, hoping to get some interviews with some celebrities, fan interviews, cosplay interviews, whatever we could find. Follow me. Let's go on this journey. What's up, everybody? And we are here with our first guest, Ronnie, here at Big Texas TerrorCon. How you doing today?
Doing fine. Another day in paradise, my friend.
Yeah. So what brings you out to Big Texas Terror today?
I actually designed the logo. I've been working with John and the team for the last 7-8 years. We started with Big Texas Comic Con and then slowly progressed to horror. So now we come up with the Big Texas Terror. So just did the logo, just add bells and whistles.
This is the very first one, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Season 1.
Yeah. So what was the process behind coming up with Big Texas Terror and designing the logo?
Something clean, something simple. Sometimes less is more. So I wanted to do something where you can read it on a shirt from 20 feet, to maybe just a foot from where I'm at right now. So the objective was to make sure that it's big, it's bold, it gets a point across, but also it's scary. So that was a look. Simplicity at its finest.
Now, you said you'd done work with them for also Big Texas
Yes,
Comic Con as
yes,
well,
sir.
too?
Yes, sir.
What was the concept behind creating Big Texas Terror itself? Just a different film genre?
Or just being a horror buff myself, I had to stay true to the genre. So, blood, red, just keep it simple, stupid for the most part.
All right, well, that's great to hear.
All right.
Ronnie?
Yes, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise. Well, have fun, support the best horror con in Texas. Again, everyone that does this are good people.
You got a favorite horror movie?
Oh, yes, for
Favorite
sure.
horror movie.
Favorite horror movie, Sinister, by far. Ethan Hawke.
Are you a wrestling fan?
Wrestling fan? Yes, of course. I grew up watching the Hardy Boys, but I don't go with The Rock. Yeah.
So, are you going to be here in October to meet the Hardy Boys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to meet Michael J. White because growing up, I was a Spawn fan, and growing up, Todd McFarlane, he was my hero, and now Michael J. White's going to be here. I know Spawn was a low-budget movie, but the idea of what got me started, you know what I mean? Todd McFarlane, that's my hero. Him and Alex Party.
Appreciate it, Ronnie.
Yes, sir.
Hope to see you around.
Yes, sir. Likewise. Thank you.
On a farm, maybe a year after we filmed, and the movie had come out that Christmas time and was sort of slowly making its way. But I'll never forget being on a flight, and all of a sudden, like the whole plane was like, oh my God, like, oh. Yeah. So there's just a moment where you can kind of feel it around you,
Yeah.
when you go places.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just slowly became bigger and bigger and bigger. And I agree with Davey. I think it's bigger now than it ever was. Of course, we don't have the same metrics as we had then, but it feels like just a massive family of fans now.
You were gonna say something, David?
Yeah, when it first came out, it did all right, but it didn't do great. But then it started growing, and it kept going for weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
It had this weird run that never really happens. A lot of word of mouth and a lot of it just kept kind of growing when it first came out.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Lee, would you ever put the mask back on?
I'd love to.
Yeah.
And actually, I tried to get him on 7. That didn't work out. Hopefully, I can maybe pull some strings for 8. But I think
Really
it'd be cool.
Wait, there's an 8th?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I already got the deal memo. You didn't get it yet?
Nope.
All right, I'll see you back in LA next week. We'll talk about it. I think it would be great. I'd love to get killed by Ghostface at this point in my career.
That'd be cool.
I think that would be really
Yeah.
cool bookends.
Yeah.
It's really not that cool.
It would be. I mean, we could stretch that. I could be like the drunk guy at the bar. There's a real
Yeah.
stretch. And then, we could go there.
But Dewey came back though. There's that. Yeah.
Don't blink.
Well, as far as the stunts are concerned, when you were in that Ghostface, get up there, how difficult was that? I'm pretty sure the vision was limited. Your movement was limited.
Yeah, so on the opening sequence, with Drew, because I approached that as an actor, stunt secondary, until I got my hands on her.
I bet.
Right, and then I'm like, okay, and then in that nanosecond of compressed time, I'm like, take care of the leading lady, make sure that's on par,
Sure.
give everything, and take care of her, and then, do it all at once. And
Yeah.
you know, when you're doing stuff like that, we were just vibing. Everything was flowing so good. I think that almost set the tone for the rest of the film.
Yeah.
You know, because we did that in one. We did a blocking rehearsal for camera, lights, and me, and Drew, and then we did it in one take.
Nice.
And then we just did coverage for the rest of the night.
Final scene, yeah.
That final scene was tough. It was the second to last scene that I shot of that movie. I showed up, they had blocked some of it up. It was during COVID, so everyone was wearing masks. It really messed up the kind of connection you have with the crew,
I bet.
especially. And
Yeah.
you don't hang out as much. It was kind of strange. So I just go back to my hotel room, cook myself dinner, and it was just this weird dynamic. But so I showed up there. They had blocked some stuff, so I kind of worked with them to make it a little more impactful and do some more stunts. And
Yeah.
I'd been wrestling at the time, so there was a lot of wrestling stuff going on. But it was sad. It was hard to do. I was upset with them the whole time. I knew, like, Dewey would obviously know to shoot him in the head, so I had to do some, like, suspend my disbelief, or, like, is he doing it for a reason? I don't know. But, yeah, it was tough. But then my final scene was the scene I had with Courtney outside, our little argument breakup scene. So that was also really sad.
All right.
I was doing one scene, I was like crying. She was crying. She was like,
Hey guys, huge fan of you all, but I'm really starstruck because I'm a big fan of David Arquette. My question is, who was your favorite character you got to play between Benny from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Chris McCormick from 8 Crazy Legs, or Dewey from Scream?
Oh, good question.
I loved all of them. I mean, Dewey's really been my favorite character just because it has such an impact on my life. But Benny as well. I mean, meeting Paul Rubens was like one of the great friends that I've met in my life, and working with Luke Perry was also such a time. So yeah, those two movies really had the biggest impact on my life.
Thank you so
Nice.
much.
What's the difference with them? I don't know exactly. I mean, I think there's an element where they try to shake it up a little, and like, there's something about the originals. I mean, Scream 3 was an oddball one, but it was fun. But I don't know. They just kind of try to do a little. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they don't listen to the fans as much as they should. You know what I mean? The fans almost know this series better than anyone, and they'll do certain things for certain reasons. And I've tried to pitch them certain ideas, but I don't know, they're kind of not very open to certain things. But we get them from talking to all of you guys, and you guys have such an incredible knowledge of this franchise that's what I'd suggest for them, to just sort of tap in with the horror fan base to really see and bring Dewey back.
And bring Dewey back, yeah.
And Skeet,
All right.
you working on, like, from the original to now, has it been different for you?
I mean, it was vastly different in that I was invested every day in the first one, and the later ones I was around a couple of days. So I didn't get to really, Dave's right, the first one was COVID, and there wasn't a lot of, I was sort of in and out, so they were more concerned with, do you have COVID than, or do you feel connected to everybody? So it's just a different experience as an actor. And that being said, I don't really have a lot to sort of, like Davey does, to go by on what was sort of going down inside the inner workings of telling the story.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question,
Thank you.
Darren.
Thank you.
What was your favorite kill scene out of all the Scream movies?
What was your favorite kill out of all the Scream movies?
I like Tatum's. Death by garage door.
That was sad though, my sister.
Lee? Oh, sorry.
No, I loved killing Ghostface.
Yeah, thank you very much.
God, I did it. Some fan reminded me. I was like, no, you shot him in. Well, I didn't. I guess I didn't kill him, but I shot him in Scream 3, I think. I haven't seen it in so long.
It was a flash movie. I loved killing Henry Winkler.
Nice, man. Yeah, I knew it. I knew
As
it.
much as I love the opening sequence and it's iconic, my time with Henry's just, I love that time with him.
Bad. Fun time.
My
Thank you.
mom, so I literally grew up on those movies, and it's such a huge, it means a lot to me. I guess a question for Skeet and for David would be, if you guys could go up against any other horror icon, you know, Freddy, Jason, Michael, whoever, who would you guys go against? Skeet, you, of course, actually being one, and then David, you taking down one. Who would it be?
Who would it be?
Oh man.
Leatherface is so crazy.
Being in
I think
Texas,
that
huh?
would be amazing.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, yeah, Leatherface would definitely be up there,
Yeah.
but maybe Freddy.
And,
Good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it in the West Craven.
Yeah.
one more thing, since I grew up with this with my mom, she's a huge fan too. She's recording right over there. Could you say hi for her? She's at home.
Hey, Mom.
Hello.
Hey, Mom, where you at? Put your phone up. Where you at?
Let's give a hand to our interpreter too as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
We just got onto the main floor, taking a look at all the vendors. And we got Freddy Krueger right over here. Freddy, you haunt any dreams lately?
No. Always.
No?
Always. Always.
Whose dreams was the last ones you invaded?
Yours. Yours.
Mine? Okay.
Yep. Both. Both of yours. Can I interest you in the screen shirt? I can see you're a fan.
I saw Bubba. Oh, nice. Okay. Please go right ahead. Come on in. My name is Gerard. If you have any questions. I always follow you. Been a huge fan of yours, Bray.
Appreciate it. How often have you followed the buzzards?
I always follow you.
Do you have the whole world in your hands?
Sure do. The world in your hand.
What's your name?
Julio.
Julio?
Julio.
SP, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man. I can follow the feed, huh?
Yep.
I have like 3 of your concerts right here. I have them all.
Appreciate it.
What's going on, y'all? Enter to win some free windows and doors. Got a $35,000 giveaway. Free to enter. Any of y'all homeowners?
Nope.
No. No, I see no.
Always interesting the kind of characters you meet here at conventions. I have no idea what this is.
Oh, the face.
What's up, everybody? It is your boy SP again from the Ring Rundown, and we are here with
Dominic.
Dominic. How you doing today, brother?
Good, how are you?
Good. What brings you out today?
Just coming out here to experience a HorrorCon. It's the first one, so it's a good feel for it.
Yeah.
Plus, we got some great people here.
Of course, a lot of great guests. Now, you approached me, obviously, because of Dressed as Bray Wyatt. Are you a wrestling fan?
Absolutely.
Favorite wrestler?
Of all time?
Yeah.
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, the phenomenal one?
Phenomenal AJ Styles.
What do you hope to see towards the end of AJ's career?
I need another championship run.
And one more championship run?
I think
Do you think do you think he should be the one to dethrone John Cena again, like he did about 10 years ago?
I think it has to be. That's the problem. It's going to go to Cody again. But then I wouldn't mind a world heavyweight championship. I think he can take Gunther. I think Gunther would be a good one to take off.
Now, what would you like to see AJ do after he retires from the ring?
I don't know, man. He's been doing it for so long. I don't know. Like, you gotta go back. Like, I'm talking about TNA AJ is like still great. Like, I put people on like watch the Lone Wolf AJ. Afterwards, I don't know. I can't think of when he retires because I don't want him to.
Now, your favorite iteration of AJ? Are we talking like prima donna, essentially end of WCW into early TNA, to where Mortimer Plumtree TNA, where he was kind of like that attitude kind of, diva era, and then transitioning into Phenomenal, and then, like you said, the Lone Wolf one, obviously with Aces and Eights, going off into New Japan, up until his essentially arrival in WWE, which is going to be your favorite.
So I was a WWE fan for the longest. I always have been, but then I just randomly started watching TNA, just one day, just flipping the channels. And this dude, he was flying all over the ring. He couldn't miss. And so I started watching him, and it just more and more to watch AJ. It just seemed like every time he was in the ring, you were gonna have a good show. And so I wasn't there at the start of it, but I did manage to watch kind of when he started with the Aces and Eights and was doing that whole storyline. And even then, I go back and watch YouTube video of it. He's so good to watch.
Okay, so dream match: Prime AJ Styles versus an opponent of your choosing. Who are you picking? Who do you think can match AJ Styles, past, present, future? Who do you think would give him a run for his money?
Well, that's the thing, though. There's so many you could do. Like, immediately one that jumps to my mind, Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe and AJ.
They had
bangers. Oh my God.
So you think maybe one more match, Joe versus
then you also
AJ?
got to put Kurt
Angle.
Yeah, and then Christopher Daniels. You got to put him in there. Like, that's the great thing about AJ. You give him to anybody, he's gonna make it great. So like, I mean, I even heard about the house show he did it against Roman. Give me that. Let me see that. Like, I want to see that. Like, that's the great thing about AJ Styles. You can put him against anybody in the ring, and it's gonna be just a show to watch. Like, even what he did recently with, was it Gables?
Okay.
Yeah. Like, even that. Like, I'm like, Gables is a great person to have with him because he's so good. AJ Styles, AJ, if you're watching this, dude, you're the man. Dude, there's nothing he can do wrong tonight.
You want to hit a good old Phenomenal?
Oh yeah, Phenomenal. Oh, you gotta get the little stomp. Yeah, you gotta get the little.
Then,
and then you gotta pop it out. Exactly. Dude, he's so good. I love
that
it.
is Bray Wyatt doing an AJ Styles entrance.
Can I get that one more time? Let me back up a little bit.
You want to do the entrance?
Are we doing entrance?
Do the entrance again? You gotta get a little. Yeah, you gotta pop it, and then. Yeah, they gotta do like that. Dude, AJ's the man.
I got so much time I gotta work with. I can't go full on crazy.
I know, dude. But trust me, if I could, I would.
The hat flying around, the hair flying off.
But no, I saw this. What a legend! I mean, even the shirt, Matt Hardy, like gone too soon.
The leaders of worlds, man.
I think if Wyndham was still around, it'd be a lot different. A lot different. I think we would be talking about him as a champion still. But shout out to Bo. He's doing great things with Uncle Howdy.
All right. Well, thank you, Dominic. Is there anywhere people can find you out online?
Just find me at a con. I'm here. Probably at a wrestling show. I know they're coming to San Antonio in July, so I'll probably be there. I'll rep the AJ Styles even if he's not there. But
You're gonna be at All In.
Are you an AEW fan?
I see. That's where it gets me. I am an AEW fan, but I'm not as invested in AEW as I am with WWE. But again,
have you ever been to an AEW show live?
No, but I probably should. I have been to a couple other indie shows the Big Dog one over here they do on San
Dog Pound?
Yeah, Dog Pound.
With Rodney Mack and Jazz?
Yeah, I've met those guys. So but AEW is definitely one I should probably tune in more to. I was kind of watching when Omega was there because he is one of my other friends.
He's back.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, but I haven't tuned back into him. But no, but AJ Styles is AJ Styles, Drew McIntyre. And I'm gonna put, just those two. AJ Styles. Shout out to them.
Appreciate it, brother.
Oh, thank you.
They ran out here to San Antonio, and then he went back. We went back, and I got sent here when I was about 13.
Really?
So and then Well, you guys got a terrible summer. I'm sorry.
It's a little hot here, Danny. It's a little hot.
So I went back when I was about 13 years old.
Yeah, it's hot, huh? It's super hot. Yeah, it's super hot. Yeah, here. By the way, Danny, I gotta be honest with you. I'm actually a fanboy right now. I gotta be honest. You all with me? I'm with Danny Trejo. I can't believe it. And I've seen some of your movies, and
Thank you.
You know, as the MC, I gotta keep it cool. Can y'all not tell the people on staff that I'm using my cool right now? Just don't tell them, all right? But again, welcome to San Antonio. Welcome back home, I guess. Welcome
I love San Antonio. In fact, the last time when we finished a movie called Machete, the governor of San Antonio, Texas, one of somebody made me an honorary Texan because I was born in California.
Right.
And it's funny because I remember I looked up and I said, "Abuelito, I'm a Texan."
So you have a big buckle now and a cowboy hat? Well, I right off the bat, I gotta say, you've been in so many good horror movies, so many. For The Devil's Rejects, Dusk Till Dawn. I mean, the Last Exorcist. It goes on and on. What do you think makes a good horror movie? What are the ingredients? What do you think needs to happen?
A beautiful woman being chased by something.
Simple, right?
That's Selma.
Selma, right?
If you just got a monster, who cares? But there's got to be some kind of story. But I love horror.
You do,
all the way from Bela Lugosi, way back, and I've always loved horror movies. I've always loved action movies. If you take me to a drama, I'm going to be thrown out of the theater. And God, I remember I went to a movie. I guess it was a beautiful movie. It's called Up in the Air. George Clooney.
Y'all know that movie?
Yeah. I went to the opening, the premiere, and I was like, almost got thrown out. Oh no, now they're gonna do this. And it was like, it wasn't exciting. You kind of knew that she's married. But George, I love George Clooney. I remember From Dusk to Dawn was just unbelievable. And nobody knew it was a horror story. It started out a gangster movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's got a bunch of vampires.
Yeah.
And I was the best looking vampire. I don't care what anybody said.
And Selma with the snake, right?
God.
Look at that.
You know, if you see when she's pouring the booze down her leg and Quentin is, you look at every guy in the audience is going.
And you too?
And me too.
Yeah.
Selma's unbelievable. She's just an unbelievable woman. She's lady and really kind. And God, I remember she was, like when we did From Dusk to Dawn.
Right.
It was funny because they hired a whole bunch of professional strippers and stuff to do it, and I walked by Selma's trailer and she was real sad. What's wrong with you? Man, Danny, these women are so beautiful. Shut up! I mean, it just shows that I don't care how gorgeous you are, you still have inadequacies.
Insecurities, yeah.
Insecurities, and she just felt like, God, and I said, you'll all be combing your hair. And it was, when I took a minute, and then, you want some coffee, Selma? They were all like, bring the coffee.
Yes, they did, huh?
And she was so kind, she was kind.
Yeah. What do you like? What do you remember best about working on Dusk Till Dawn? What do you remember the best about it?
Selma,
You should have known.
No, I gotta tell you this. We were working from Dusk to Dawn, and my kids' moms take them up north to their grandmas, and so I just be by myself. And she asked me, Daddy, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? And I said, I just hang out at the house and get chicken pot pie or something. The day before Thanksgiving, she called me and asked me, would you please come over to my house for Thanksgiving? Sure, I want the whole family. Thanksgiving with the family. She's just that kind of person. You know?
Nice.
Wasn't gonna let me be alone for Thanksgiving.
Awesome. By the way, happy Father's Day.
Yeah!
Happy Father's Day. Yeah. And also,
Everybody's walking around asking me for autographs and talking to me about taking pictures. And Robert says, hey, they think you're the star of this movie. I said, I better be. But we just went on, and then he started talking with me about this character that he wanted me to do, and it was Machete. Bah, 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 bah. And so we'd always talk about it. And then we did Grindhouse. We shot that fake trailer. And when the trailer came out, when we came out of the theater, everybody was talking about, okay, we want to see Machete. And so I told Robert, I said, we're going to do it. You know, so that's the way it became a film. I had so much fun doing that.
what was it like wearing that vest with all the knives and what was that like?
I got on a plane, twirling a knife. This was kind of before everybody was so crazy. And Robert had handed me this knife that says twirl, and so I started twirling. I just kept getting out of the habit of twirling this knife. And so I was going to the airport, I had this little knife, and I'm twirling it. And as I was actually going through security, I'm twirling this knife because, hey, it's for a movie. Oh, okay, put it in the trailer. Wow, that wouldn't happen in a million years.
Not today.
But the other thing was funny. I was in Mexico. I was in Durango, Mexico. And as I'm going through security, somebody recognized me, one of the guys. So all the security people were taking pictures with me, right? And my bodyguard that was there, he said, next week, the cartels are going to ask you to come through there.
Oh, no.
Because nobody was watching anything. Everything was going through you. I don't want to get on that plane. Even the dog, I took pictures with their dog and going to space. That was the Rain Corps, the Rain Corps keeper.
Yeah.
In fact, I didn't even have a name. I was the Rain Corps keeper. You know, something.
Okay, sure. Yeah. What was it like though on set, seeing all that Star Wars stuff and all that exciting stuff?
Honest to God, it is like a step into the future of movie making because it was just unbelievable. And that little,
Yoda.
What was that?
Baby Yoda?
Yeah, the Baby Yoda. They had a $2 million deal. Here, hold this. You know, we're doing it. You know, why are you giving it to me? And it breathes and it beams the whole deal. And it's spooky. You know?
It looks like it's real, right?
Yeah, unbelievable. It feels like it's real. Well, the Cisco kid was Polish or something. Mexican. Pancho was the Mexican kid. And so Robert just kind of like was waiting for that moment to make her. And Antonio Banderas, he was from Spain. So I think that was like the first real kind of just straight out Mexican, you know, and that was kind of cool.
The Machete voice, everything, yeah.
Oh, the first time I almost cried because I was Halloween and people knocked on the door and I opened the door and this little kid dressed as a Machete.
Wow.
Painted mustache and stuff.
Long hair, everything. Yeah.
Who are you? I'm Machete.
Hey, and whose mom and dad said, okay, dress up as a Machete for Halloween too, right? Again, you've done so much work. When I was preparing for you, I couldn't know when to stop. I was like, well, he's done this, he's done that. Oh my God, he's been in this, he's been in comedies, he's been doing all that. When you look back at your career, what do you like the best about it?
I got paid.
There you go.
Quick question, but this is for my mom and dad. They're really big fans of you. And I was wondering if you could say hi to them real quick.
You can say hi to his mom and dad.
Absolutely. What's their name?
Melissa and Esteban.
What?
Melissa and Esteban.
Melissa and Esteban.
Lou.
Melissa?
Melissa and Esteban, hello, how are you? God bless you.
And then their question was, do you have any future films with, are you going to be doing any future films with Robert Rodriguez?
Are you going to be doing any future films with Robert Rodriguez?
Yeah, probably. I think he's writing one now. You know, so yeah, I'll do a movie with anybody.
And Boots, you'll play Boots again, right?
Boots.
Yeah, Boots.
Thank you so much.
God bless.
Next question, don't forget to speak up, okay?
What was it like working with Tom Savini?
Yeah, I didn't. Can you say that again?
What was it like working with Tom Savini?
What was it like working with Tom Savini?
He's awesome. Tom is cool. And I'm trying to, God, remember an incident I did, but he was cool, you know. And there's Tom is like he does a lot of, I see him jump on a motorcycle, you know. I mean, he's I forget what you call him. Not an acrobat, but
like a stunt guy.
Stunt guy, really.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, besides being a great actor.
Oh, good question, good question. Yes, sir.
Hey, Daniel Icon. Welcome back to San Antonio. What's your favorite taco?
Ooh, your favorite taco, Danny?
Yeah, you know what? Trejo's Tacos got a carne asada taco. Unbelievable, man. So that's my go-to taco.
Yeah.
What?
Flour or corn?
Flour or corn?
What?
Flour tortilla or corn tortilla?
No, corn tortilla.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you make a good taco?
What?
Can you get in the kitchen and make a good taco?
Oh, yeah, you can.
Easy, right?
Happy Father's Day, Danny.
Thank you.
So I saw a documentary about you one time, and they interviewed your sons.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the advice that you gave them when they were growing up. And there was a story about a grenade that I thought would be fun for you to share for the fathers on Father's Day.
He said in the documentary about you, your sons, they shared a story about you and a grenade.
Hand grenade, yeah.
Hand grenade. They want to know about that. What was that about?
I did a robbery with a hand grenade.
Oh, yeah.
All right, give me the money. and you know, it's just my youth.
Your youth.
I thought that was the coolest Father's Day, like, stay out of the trouble kid story ever. Thank you, Danny.
All right, then. Appreciate you. I love your movies. And I had a question outside of your movies. Besides your movies, how did it feel to be welcomed onto the set for Black Ops, Call of Duty, Zombies?
What was it like being on working with Call of Duty, Black Ops, with the zombies, that video game?
You know, those were like, that was like new to me, because it was just like, you know, video games, you used to word talk, and now it's moved into like, you can sit in this big machine with lights all over, and it's doing like a whole deal with you. So it was kind of like stepping into the future of video games. So I was there because all those that came out a long time ago, you know, and it was amazing, you know, it's just like amazing to I think that was like a lot of the fun that I had on working with video.
Did you like playing, or not playing, but working in the video games and doing all that stuff?
Well, the difference between you don't have to wear makeup and you don't you know, you can go in pajamas if you want. You know, so it's not, you're not on screens.
Yeah. But I guess the bad thing though is no Selma next to you, right? No Selma next to you?
No.
Yes.
You are my favorite. I grew up with you on Con Air.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Blood Out.
She remembers you from Con Air.
God, yeah, that was.
It was a good one.
Con Air was funny, really, because they took all the wannabe tough guys from Hollywood and put them all on a plane together, right? And Benny Urquidez, who was a 9-time world champion kickboxer, karate, every day at lunch he'd come and get me and say, come on, let's go. And we go into the dojo that they had built and for Cusack, because people don't know it, Cusack is bad as far as karate and I said, Benny, why you keep calling me out? He says, because those guys are all playing can you top this? And yeah, and he says, you're not a good sport. And I said, I used to hang out with Benny Keith's brother, older brother, and he was another guy that wasn't a good sport. And so, we got in a lot of fights. And he says, and these guys don't know, everybody thinks that they're like Godzilla. And so I would watch, and people would come in to the dojo and ask Benny, hey, will you take a picture with me? Like we're fighting.
Yeah.
And Ben said, okay, but sometimes I slip and I might, they go, never mind, so what are you doing? He says, yeah, these guys want to like sock me, So it was funny that Benny knew the ego of people like that, so I think that was the funniest thing in the world, that he wouldn't let me play with the other guys.
Yeah, I call him my celestial Cosmeo.
So what was the inspiration behind your product?
So we have 3 cats, so it's definitely all 3 of our cats give us endless inspiration. These guys have kind of taken off, so I love spooky things.
Obviously, which is why you're here.
Yeah, so they kind of they started off as like a little poodle I did on a string once, and I just kind of started making different things. I do the models all myself, 3D print them, everything.
Oh, they're 3D printed?
Yep. So they've kind of just branched out into different versions and everything. These are my most recent versions. It's the last one I have.
So was the Nessie Marie art, the apparitions, was that just something that just...
Yeah, that's the
just
logo. This is what I call them. So they're
okay.
called apparitions. Yeah. I love cats and puns.
Nothing better than a good cat pun. Or just puns in general.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time trying to make sure I can try to make a pun out of everything. Yes. So these are going to be, this is because all the stickers have available. I know I'm out of some of them. I have 2 sizes. I'm going to go with just 1 size. I do, yes.